What's up, everybody? Welcome to Off the Bat on this wonderful Thursday. I'm Hefe Picks. I'm Dak. We got Alpha Dog over there. We got Joe Spicks in the house as well. Fellas, short slate today of baseball, but some good games out there. How we doing?
For sure. Good. Glad you are back, man. Welcome back to the show. Always a pleasure when Hefe's here hosting, and we got my main man, Joe's Picks, here to give us the locks. Had a good day for me. Joey, how you doing, my friend?
Doing good. Thanks for having me on again. Looking forward to getting through this small slate that we have on this Thursday.
Yes,
For real,
sir.
for real.
Yes, sir. Guys, I say we stop chit-chat and get right into it. How's that? All right.
Sounds like a plan to me.
And we're starting with the greatest team possibly ever assembled in the history of professional sports. The Tampa Bay Rays, 12-0. They can't lose. They can't stop beating teams in just every single way possible. Great pitching, great hitting, power hitting, contact hitting. They're doing everything right. And today they got Jeffrey Springs on the mound, 2-0 on the year. Guy has not given up a home run yet in his first two starts, 19 Ks. And they're going up against the old man, Corey Kluber, who is 0-2 on the year with a 6.4 ERA. Before I throw it over to you, Alpha, Jeffrey Springs ERA, a really amazingly beautiful 0.00.
Man, what have the Rays done wrong to start this year? It feels like everything they're doing, every button they're pushing, every pitching change they make is working out to their favor. They've been unbelievable to start the year. One thing I've been doing with the Rays, guys, and it's been working, getting a minus 115 almost every day, and I'm playing it till it dies, is the Rays team total over 4.5 for this one. I think they're going to continue to score. The bats have been clicking all year long, and Corey Kluber pitches to contact. I think we see the sail over the 4.5 pretty early here. Joey, what do you like in game one?
Yeah, I actually like that angle. This is a tough game just because of the line. There's almost no value on any play here from either side, in my opinion. I don't want to fade the Rays on a 12-game winning streak. You simply can't fade them right now. You're either riding with them or just laying off. I would use Rays money line as a parlay piece with maybe like the Blue Jays or someone like that later. But other than that, I agree with Alpha. I think the Rays team total over is a solid bet against Kluber, who has not been very good this year.
Yeah, I'm right there. I'm right actually with you. That's my play here. Over 4.5. This Rays team can do no wrong on offense. Corey Kluber, as we've seen so far, has had a rough start to his season. This Rays team is hitting home runs. They're getting players scored when they're in runner position. They're doing all the little things right, like all the Rays teams did before. But now they're also have that power hitting. They're just hot. You can't go against them. You just can't. I'm going over 4.5. I do think they get the win, but the money line at 250, like Joe said perfectly, it's a good parlay piece if you have another game, another big time money line favorite that you have later on in the slate. All right, guys.
Absolutely.
Moving Twins and Yankees. Great pitching matchup in my opinion here. Got Joe Ryan on the mound, 2-0 to start the year. We got Johnny Brito on the mound for the Yanks, 2-0 to start the year. 0.9 ERA for Brito, 3.75 for Ryan, although Joe Ryan does have 16 Ks in his first two starts. Alvin, as we always do with the Yanks, how you feeling about him today?
Guys, there's only one thing to say about this matchup. The Yankees absolutely dominate the Minnesota Twins. There's no other way to put it. I know the stats have been going around all day. Check out my guy, Clee Pick. Shout out, Clee. He posted the stat out earlier today. I don't have it in front of me. But the Yankees are like 130 over the last 10 years against the Twins. This is a team they absolutely dominate. Doesn't matter if it's regular season. Doesn't matter if it's playoffs. Every time the Yankees have a series with the Twins, they tend to win. Johnny Brito, to me, is one of the best young stars in the Yankees rotation right now. He's looked great all year. I believe he's only given up one run so far, and the Yankees get it done to me. I think the Yankees on minus 150 is the play here. I don't like to play a lot of minus 150s, but in this spot, I do think the Yankees take game one in this series. Joey, what do you think?
Wow, what Alpha has said is true about the Yankees owning the Twins historically. It's game 11. No, none of that is in these players' heads. If it was the playoffs, I would agree. But it's game 11, 12. I don't really think they're thinking about historical. Oh, we got to beat these guys. They always beat us. I think this is a really good spot for the Twins, to be honest. Johnny Brito is a good pitcher, but he's going to have some regression at some point. He's the first two starts were pretty good. The second start, the beginning of it looked kind of bad, and he kind of bounced back and found his groove. I think he gets hit around here. Joe Ryan is a big-time strikeout pitcher. He has nasty stuff. And the Yankees, while they are pretty good. They do strike out a lot. So if there's a recipe for success for the Twins here, I think it's with Joe Ryan, strikeout pitcher, against a young Johnny Brito who's due for some regression against a pretty solid lineup. So I'm going to roll with the Twins money line here for a little coin on the side.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna actually go with the under here of 8.5. Joe Ryan is a big time strikeout pitcher. Yankees love to strike out. I do think that Brito does have a good outing. Nothing other than a couple players on the Twins really impress me, but I can see this game being a 4-2, 4-1 type of a game. Anything, I just don't see a lot of runs. I'm gonna take the under here. I lean the Yankees, but I kind of do agree with Joe. I don't think anybody's thinking about, historical stuff here. What is this, game 13 of the season?
You don't got to think about it. It's just how it's played out. It's how it's played out, and it's how it's going to continue to play out. One question to you guys about this one, though. I mean, a lot of us saw yesterday Byron Buxton in that collision at second base. Do you think he's going to go? Do you think he's banged up? Because he had a nasty-looking hit yesterday when him and the second baseman collided. I'm not sure Buxton's able to go tonight, and this team without Buxton is not a team that I like to play.
I think if he's healthy, he's going to play. If he's not, they might rest him for precautionary reasons.
That's what I'm thinking.
I didn't hear any reports, anything coming out about him being injured and being on the IL. So I think he's going to play, but you never know.
Yeah, right now it's day-to-day, Correa day-to-day. Obviously, Gallo's out on the 10-day. And that's their home run leader, by the way.
It's a shame we don't get to see Gallo tonight. That would have been a good one. Let's keep it moving. Hefe, what we got here?
Tigers, Jays. The Tigers are pretty much doing exactly what we thought they'd do. They're 2-9 to start the year. Young team trying to piece it together. Turnbull on the mound today. A little bit of a disappointment. Wasn't he like a top prospect for them? Like top in the majors, right? If I remember correctly. 0-2 to start the year. 13.5 ERA for Turnbull. Bassett on the mound for the Jays. Started the year 1-1. What do we think about this one, guys?
Guys, I said this every time we talk about a Bassett game. I believe Bassett is a little bit old for his type of pitching and to be effective. He pitches to contact, and he's not getting away with missing spots anymore. He's not a hard thrower. He's pitching a 10.65 ERA. He's 1-1. Bassett's not a guy I like to have a lot of action on. But on the other end, Turnbull, 0-2, 13.5 ERA. To me, guys, this is an overplay. Not one of my favorite plays today, but I do think over 9.5 at plus money at plus 105 is playable. Exactly what we're taking here for one unit.
Yeah, this isn't just a terrible game all around. I don't like this game at all. Turnbull threw a no-hitter, was a high-rated prospect, has had a lot of injuries, hasn't panned out this season so far. I do think he's going to turn it around, but I agree with Alpha on the overlook. We saw a really low-scoring game yesterday where Erod got back on track, held down a really good Blue Jays lineup, and honestly the Tigers got really lucky yesterday. In the first inning of yesterday's game, there was a walk, a double, and a single, and they scored 0 runs. There was a double play in between. The Blue Jays should have scored like 7-8 runs yesterday, and it just didn't work out that way. I do think their offense will break out today. So I agree with Alpha. My play on this game would be the over at whatever best number you can get.
Love it. Right now we're saying 9.5 at plus 105. You could probably get 9 out there, but that's currently around where the line is sitting. Hefe, what you thinking?
I can see a lot of runs being scored, and I think those runs will be scored by the Blue Jays. There's only 2 ways you can play this game. You can take the money line parlay route of putting the Jays with the Rays, like Joe mentioned earlier, or you can just have your faith and take the run line at minus 1.5 at minus 115 odds, and that's what I'm going to take here. I think the Jays lineup is looking real good. I think the young guys are finally getting it all together. I think they're going to be a good team this year. After last year they kind of sputtered out, and the Tigers they just don't impress me. The young team have a lot to learn, have a lot of growth. So I'm going to take the Jays on the run line for this one.
All right, let's keep it moving, boys. Shout out Footy Chancellor. Footy, if you were here, you constantly DM me saying we never cover your Pirates. We got the Pirates. Hope you're here for the review. F.A., what we thinking?
Buccos and the Cardinals. Surprising the Cardinals are 5-7 to start the year, but it's early. JMO, Jordan Montgomery on the mound for the Cards. He's been good, 2-0, 2.2 ERA for them. Velasquez on the mound for the Pirates. The Pirates are 7-5, and let me tell you something. Brian Reynolds is 100% on his trade me by the deadline campaign to start the year. He's going to probably be the most sought-after person at the deadline if the Pirates do actually let him go. This guy's crushing it so far. 347 average, 5 homers, 14 ribbies, leading the team in every single one of those categories. Cardinals are a humongo moneyline favorite today. Joe, you got the Pirates hat on. Is that a little bit of a foreshadowing?
Yeah, I think this game does not fit the other minus 250 games. In the first one, you have Rays who are 12-0, got a guy with a 0 ERA. That minus 250 is warranted. Then you have the Blue Jays at home with the lineup they have against the terrible Tigers and Turnbull. That minus 250 is warranted. I don't know that this is even higher than that. This is minus 270, might even close minus 300. This does not really make sense to me. I had this line closer to like minus 170, like minus 180, somewhere around that range. Jordan Montgomery is a really solid pitcher, and the trade that the Yankees made for him, for Bader, may be one of the worst trades in MLB history. But Montgomery is not that good, in my opinion. Like, he's going to regress a little bit. I don't think he's going to win 20 games with an ERA under 3.
Yeah,
I'm going to roll with the Pirates run line here at plus 1.5. You might even be able to get a Pirates plus 2.5 at a reasonable price for this game. The Pirates have been swinging the bats. All right. They have been scoring runs. I don't like their pitching, whatever they've been doing, but the Cardinals have been very inconsistent with the bats so far and are really just not playing that good of baseball. So I'm going to roll with the Pirates on the run line here.
I respect it. I'm taking a different angle here. I do think the Pirates are going to score, but I'm betting on the Cardinals to score against Vince Velasquez. I'm a huge fader of Vince Velasquez. I do not think he's a quality pitcher. And the stats have showed that through the course of his career. He has a career 5 ERA. He's not a kid anymore. He's 30 years old. He's been around a while. And this year he's got a 10 ERA. So the older he gets, the slower he gets, the more hittable he becomes. I love the Cardinals team total here over 5 at minus 110. I think this is going to have a ton of runs in this game. And my most comfortable play is betting on the Cardinals to score today against Vince Velasquez. Hefe, what you got?
I couldn't agree more with what Joe said. The fact that the Cardinals are the biggest money line favorite when you have the Rays going up against Corey Kluber and you got the Jays going up against the terrible Tigers, it kind of doesn't make much sense to me. I'm gonna take the run line with the Pirates. I'm gonna take the plus 1.5. If they lose, I think it's close. Let's keep it moving, guys. Last game on the slate for the Thursday slate. We got the Brew Crew and the Pods playing out in San Diego this evening. Padres are minus 155. I have undecided as Brewers starting pitcher. Anybody have an update on that? Nope. Still
Eric Lauer as a possible.
Okay. He's a possible, but it's still not officially decided. It's still an official TBD, not officially announced. But it's looking like it will be Lauer.
Nick Martinez going for the Pods. 0-1, 6.17 ERA over his 11 innings pitched so far. Brewers are 8-4 to start the year. They're playing pretty solid baseball. Pods are 7-6. They're scoring runs, but they're also getting runs scored on. So how do you guys see this game going?
It's just difficult till we can find out for sure who the Brewers are pitching. With a guy like Martinez in there, he hasn't had a great year, but they do hit, like you've said, the Padres. For me right now, you can get the Brewers at a plus 1.5. That's what I'm leaning because we still don't have the pitcher. So for me, it's a no play. I don't like to do this on the show and give out no plays, but until we have some definitive information, I can't give a play on this specific game. Joey, anything from you?
Yeah, I think Martinez has good stuff and is more of a strikeout pitcher, even though it's weird. He gets a lot of swings and misses, but he doesn't strike out a lot of guys, and he has good stuff. He's kind of like an outlier. His strikeout total does not really match what I think he's capable of. And I capped this game based on Lauer throwing for the Brewers, so I'll just give out what I think based on Lauer pitching. Lauer's home versus road splits are really glaring. He's not that good on the road. And I think Martinez is going to bounce back here. And let's be honest, the Brewers may be the most underwhelming 8-4 team I've ever seen. It's a very quiet 8-4 from them. Like, their lineup does not instill fear in me or anyone. And I think the Padres are going to hit their stride. It is tough going from East Coast back to West Coast with no days off. But I would lean to a Padres first 5 minus the half run here. I think they probably take a lead into the later innings. Maybe the Brewers come back. But that's what I would roll with based on the info we have now.
I like it.
I'm going to take an approach that I'm going to look at the under here, guys. Under of 9. I think it is a little crazy that they're making the Pods fly from New York City all the way back to San Diego with no break, while the Brewers were in, I believe, Arizona yesterday. Both of these teams, like I said, like you put it perfectly, Brewers might be one of the quietest 8-4 teams. Nothing about that lineup impresses, excites me. Padres, great lineup, but their team average is below 230 right now. Bogarts is leading them in every single category. Correct me if I'm wrong. Juan Soto's still in the team, right? So, they got to pick it up a little bit there. So I'm going to take the under here of 9, and I think this is a close-fought game that I think the Padres end up winning.
Let's get it. All right, boys, you know what time it is.
Best bets. Let's do it.
Best bets. Let's get into it, boys. I'll do mine first. My favorite play today is going to be the Rays team total over 4.5. Like I said earlier, we've been cashing that. We're playing that till the wheels fall off. Second favorite play, and the other one I'm giving out is the Yankees on the money line. We're back in Brito. Think he's going to get his record to 3-0. Joey, what you got?
Yeah, my favorite play, first of all, today is going to be a square parlay. I like the Rays and Blue Jays money line parlay, probably close to around -110. So it's basically like a straight bet. I just think you can't fade the Rays right now. And the Blue Jays coming off a hard-fought win in extra innings over the Tigers, I think they're going to come out with some energy today. And I think there's more margin with today's game. And then my second best bet of the day is going to be the Pirates on the run line. I think they're going to put up runs. I think they're going to fight in this first game of the series, and I think Montgomery has a little bit of regression. So Pirates on the run line.
Cool. I got 2 for you guys. I'm going to roll with you, Alpha. Rays team total over 4.5. The bats are clicking. They're 12-0 for a reason. I do think they get to 13-0 from tonight, and honestly, from there, I really don't know, because I believe they move on to the Jays after this, which I'm really excited to see. Next play, I'm going to take the Jays on the run line, -1.5. Just a bad Tigers team. I think it's a really good matchup for the Jays lineup going up against them. I could see them putting up runs and winning this game by multiple runs. Jays on the run line -1.5, and Rays team total over 4.5 are my 2 best bets for today. All right, everybody, that's off the bat on this wonderful Thursday. Get up there, enjoy some baseball. We got a few day games too, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Rays in 10 minutes.